the desert of the real.
Welcome to the Desert of the Real. This is a part 2.
Yes.
I'm Ryan Hudson. That's Jason Dietz.
I don't even get to speak.
One of us likes The Force Awakens, one of us doesn't, and we're talking about that.
Yeah, we are.
This podcast, The Desert of the Real is a movie podcast where I force Jason to watch big blockbuster movies he's refused to watch because he didn't think they're worth his time. He'll never watch...
Case in point.
he'll never watch this one ever again.
No, I won't.
We're watching Star Wars. We're two English language arts high school teachers with graduate degrees, and we attempt to use our academic training to push you, the listener, to think critically about your entertainment.
We do.
We dive into the creativity, philosophy, film studies, and ethics of our films. Thank you for listening.
Speaking of creativity, I didn't even bring that up.
Yeah.
That is a huge downfall of this movie. Other than the visuals,
that's the
there's
thing.
not a whole lot of creativity.
It took
here.
an army to make this movie.
Yeah.
All the puppet work, all the costumes. That's the thing. No more CGI sets. No more CGI characters. All practical. That's all. It's anti-prequels, basically.
Cool. Anyhow, enjoy part 2.
Yeah, there you go.
And
we love
thanks
you.
for listening.
Okay, go for it. Take it away.
The logical issues
What?
with this film. So, okay. We have this girl who has grown up on a desert planet. I assume she's been there alone for a long time. Never been off this planet. All she's done is salvage stuff. Is this all correct?
I'm nodding.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I know where you're going with this. I have stuff planned for this. Go on.
Okay, good. So, that's all she knows about life. That is the extent of her skill set. Okay.
Okay.
So they're running away from the Empire, or whatever, the First Order, a.k.a. the Empire. Mm-hmm. She gets into the Millennium Falcon, having never flown before. Am I still good?
She mentions to Finn, I've flown a few ships.
Great. The way that she flies the Millennium Falcon is not remotely possible unless she has had a lot of training. If she's only, quote, flown a few ships before, she's dead by the first evasive maneuver that she does, because it's not possible.
What are the examples?
No, like literally all of the knowledge that she displays at every point in this movie she can't have, because she's never had the opportunity to get it.
Yeah.
Like, it makes absolutely no sense. Her character is great, as they initially invited it into our, Star Wars hood. Everything else she does makes no sense whatsoever.
Okay, so a popular and common criticism of Rey, which I think is incorrect. Or have you ever heard the phrase Mary Sue?
But I don't remember.
Okay,
what
so
it is.
if you say Mary Sue, odds are people automatically think Rey. I'm going to do my best to tell you why that's stupid. Basically.
I don't know what Mary Sue is.
So I just learned this recently, and I think it's true. The name comes from a Star Trek fan fiction, where a fan wrote a character called Mary Sue with all of her favorite Star Trek characters. And this character had nothing wrong with her. Like, everything, she was just happened to be good at all these things, basically.
Okay, yeah, that sounds like female Luke.
The most common way it gets used is a character, technically it could be male or female, but because, and I'm going to say this, I think because a lot of nerdy fans are male and maybe a teensy bit sexist, it's driven to females.
Okay.
Anyway, a character who seems to have no overcoming flaws and appears to be good at everything.
Okay.
That's a rough definition of what a Mary Sue is.
Got it.
And You are not the first to point out some of these things. This is why you're wrong. Okay.
Because I'm not the first, I'm wrong?
No, this is just like an old argument from my point of view.
I've never heard
any
of
know,
that.
which is why this is fun and kind of crazy. So, what you just said is a great example. Like, driving, why is she good at everything? Why can she defeat Kylo Ren? Blah, blah, blah. Why can she use the Force so well? You know?
Those were coming.
Okay, I knew it because the internet has argued about these things before.
Great.
Okay, so look at the Falcon. So there's like, I don't know, 2 TIE fighters, which is great that it's only 2. But when she's getting up, she like crashes 2 times into the ground. She breaks the arch and the, what's-his-face goes, "That's mine!" All she has to do, she's basically just flying in open space. Like, with these TIE fighters. And then you're right, she does fly through the Star Destroyer. But guess what she does as a living? She works in these Star Destroyers. She knows what's there and what's not there. It's not out of the question to say she knows she could fly through that and turn at the last thing there. That's not out of the question.
Okay, so can I draw a real world parallel?
No, because...
Okay,
Go for it.
Go ahead then.
No, do your parallel.
Okay, so have you ever seen a motorcycle?
Yes.
You ever been on one?
No.
Oh, well.
Well, I've ridden on the back of one.
Okay.
Time.
So
sure.
You've ridden.
You've
ridden on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what you just said. Is like you've ridden on a motorcycle time or two. You get on the motorcycle, and now you can jump the Grand Canyon like Evel Knievel because you've been on a motorcycle a couple of times.
That's not a fair comparison.
That's 100%.
No, it's
the
not.
The stuff that she's doing in this movie, at the start of this movie with the Millennium Falcon, is the same stuff Han Solo was doing to evade the fighters. Like, he's going into the... whatever that big worm thing was, he's flying through these very tight spaces.
Here's the other
flipping
thing.
Sideways.
No, wait,
that's the
right,
same thing.
Stop. She flies it for one scene and one scene only. Like, it's not like she's always doing all these. No, she happened to do it one time.
Perfect.
Where she flies through the thing and does this maneuver.
That's not true. She flies it after that too. Before Han Solo gets there.
She flies it into space, Deets. Like,
anyhow,
that's all it goes.
That's absurd to me.
I think that argument isn't that good.
Great. There's okay.
Go for it.
Fine. We'll fast forward to. Like, she touches the lightsaber, has the whole vision, which was actually pretty awesome. Mm-hmm. Like, that whole...
Yeah.
That was really cool.
So, fun fact.
Yeah.
They took original Obi-Wan Kenobi, saying the word afraid, and took it out to say Rey.
Oh, cool.
It's just there.
So... so, touching the lightsaber is literally her only experience with a lightsaber. Mm-hmm. She didn't turn it on.
Yeah.
She didn't swing it around. She didn't do nothing. On the other hand, we have Mini-Darth, who presumably has been using a lightsaber for most of his life, I guess. Okay, great.
Yeah.
So we have this battle between Finn and Rey and Mini-Darth.
Yeah.
Which is completely absurd. Mm-mm. There is no way, first of all, that Finn is going to last longer than, I'm going to say 3.5 seconds.
Yeah, he doesn't last long.
4 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay.
He loses that battle.
Yeah. Right. And then Rey, who's never touched a lightsaber in her life, beats him.
Yeah. Do you want to hear why that is not an argument?
I would... Yeah, sure.
Because I've heard these before. In fact, a professor at BYU Idaho was like, how could she beat him?
It makes no sense.
Okay, this is why it makes sense. First of all, we literally see her fighting with her staff on Jakku. We get the impression she's had to defend herself her whole life.
Okay.
We know Kylo Ren has temper tantrums. Yes. He just gets angry. And I love that about him, by the way.
I did too.
Because it's like...
That's one of my
This
positives.
guy wants to be the cool guy. No, he gets mad. He'll destroy whatever. So he has been the one, as far as we know, and only red lightsaber user for who knows how long.
Lightsaber user. period, I would think.
Yeah, exactly. So as far as it's like, what do I need to do? I'm the only one here. So maybe there's some arrogance here.
Okay, that's fair.
The other thing is Chewbacca shoots him like right here in the stomach. And the movie has shown us...
Was that what he was doing? Like pounding himself?
Yeah, did you...
Okay. I couldn't figure out what he was doing.
Yeah.
He kept punching himself in the stomach. I'm like...
And like blood falling down and stuff.
Is she controlling his arm or something?
No, so like... And the movie shows us literally like the power of Chewbacca's like bowcaster.
Right.
It's like... And Han's like, I like this.
Right.
So we know you get shot that, you fly away. He shoots Kylo right that. As soon as Han dies, Chewbacca shoots Kylo Ren. So that's why when he's pounding himself, like there's blood dripping from him right now.
Okay.
Which is why
I missed that.
Yeah, did it edit it out?
No. I
yeah.
Just it must have been very quick.
That's why I think
I was probably like pulling my hair out and sobbing at the idiocy of Han Solo's
so
death.
funny that one of my favorite scenes is one of your least favorite. Anyway, but so that's the one reason Finn lasts at all with him. But like
he got shot.
Because he's like dying, but he's going to kill Finn. And then Rey comes in. So, all right. The thing is, Kylo's not trying to kill Rey. He literally tells her, "You need
wants to train her.
You need a teacher. I could show you the way to the Force." I think it's that fight up until then is like he's fighting around Rey.
Okay, that's fair.
And then, and you're right, she's never used the Force except for trying to mimic what Kylo did to her with the Stormtrooper, who, by the way, that's Daniel Craig.
Oh, really?
Daniel Craig was filming James Bond, came on set. That's who that is, which is cool. Funny. I didn't realize this until recently, but like, he got the lightsabers up against their faces. And once again, this is the...
Okay, that was coming up.
This is the first time the lightsabers themselves are emulating light on set in real life, which is kind of cool. Like, they're holding things that are the color of the lightsabers.
Okay.
So that's why the lighting is really... I love the look of this fight. The trees getting cut down. Yeah. All the snow is making... Like, everything's wet.
Yeah.
Anyway, he mentions the Force. Rey doesn't know the Force, but Maz, a couple scenes ago, mentioned the Force.
Right.
Like, look back, or like, close your eyes and feel out.
Right.
So she does. And that's when she starts winning. But here's the thing. I'm going to say this. This is also subtext. It's not actual, like, it's not like what the movie's saying, but I think it's accurate. I think she's pulling Dark Force. Like, I think she's the dark side right away. She is fighting with hate and anger.
I didn't get that.
I think she is. I think she is trying to kill Kylo Ren.
Okay.
And I think that's when he starts to lose, like, the fight genuinely at that point.
Okay.
Anyway, my whole point is... Yeah. She knows how to fight. She obviously has the Force. It's awakening her, and she's starting to use it for the first time to her advantage. Sure. And he wasn't trying to kill her, and he's dying. I think that's more than enough evidence, Your Honor.
That's fair.
To indicate that.
That's fair.
So, the Mary Sue thing, where does she not have flaws? I think she does have flaws. I think the wanting to get back to Jakku... Running away.
The hope of finding your parents is not a flaw, I don't think.
I think she's, like, not realizing the bigger picture here, basically. Like, hey, they're not...
She's literally never been outside of a 1 mile radius of that camp.
She has to learn for herself that they're not coming back. I think she's full of doubt. Yeah, I think she's scared.
But she doesn't learn it. Leia tells her.
Mm-hmm. At the end of the movie.
Yeah. Anyway, so they're standing on the cliff.
Yeah.
Oh, you already have something for this too?
No, I don't.
For like, what? Like a half an hour? Something like that? Because he's trying to subdue her. And they're just standing there on the edge of this cliff. She's obviously awakening to the Force. And he's just standing there. And she awakens some more. And he's just standing there. They're not even pushing their swords against each other. That was stupid. If you're trying to subdue her, why would you let her awaken to the Force? You subdue her. You get her down. You get it done. You move on. Anyhow.
I don't. Sure.
Okay, so this one, I actually laughed out loud. So Okay, so what is the pilot dude's name?
Poe Dameron.
Poe and Finn are flying out. Okay, so all they have to do is fly straight out into space.
Yeah.
They don't. For some reason, I don't know
They have
why.
to get rid of the cannons.
Oh, yes, I recall. He said, we have to take out as many of these cannons as we can. Do you know how many they took out?
One.
I literally laughed out loud. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess one is all that they can. Oh, man. Anyhow, that's a nitpick.
Yeah.
I admit it. I
fair.
just thought it was funny. So there's a couple of other things that I really liked. The Han and Leia stuff is beautiful. Like,
I agree.
It's so well acted and so just like I felt that they were deeply in love and coming together. That was beautiful stuff.
I agree, but I feel like it's now become an unfortunate trend to take people we love, like Han Solo, and turn them into a character older that has made either mistakes or whatever. That why do our beloved characters have to separate from their loved ones? I think it does work here and it's also the first one to do it. But like Han was never in the rebellion because properly. He's like, I'm surviving here at first, and all my friends are here. I don't think the life of always being in the rebellion was like meant for him, basically.
Maybe. Yeah.
But being with Leia was
apparently not, because he left.
I know.
Anyhow, the reunion stuff, that was very good.
Even C-3PO with his red arm.
No, I hate C-3PO.
I like how he just gets in the middle.
Just die.
Just the thing I love to say. He doesn't need Luke to save him. He needs you to save him. You're his father. Like, I saw him. I saw our son. I feel like that's when we should have found out Kylo Ren was their son. But, like, Snoke drops that. He's like, or the son of Han Solo. Because that's when the audience, if you were in the theater that day, I gasped throughout the whole thing.
Cool.
Because people were making all sorts of predictions. Is Rey so-and-so's kid? Who's this Kylo Ren? Are they so-and-so's kid? But we didn't know anything until, like...
You saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Han and Chewie have also really good chemistry.
Yeah.
Which has always been interesting because Chewie doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
It's all... But my favorite line in this is, like, when they're on whatever frozen place they are.
Yeah.
And
Starkiller Base.
That is not the name of it. Are you kidding? That is the stupidest name ever.
If I must say it.
Oh my god.
Hey, fun fact. Luke Skywalker.
This is
Luke Skywalker.
super blowy uppy people base.
Wow, not as easy as it looks, huh?
Anyhow.
Luke Skywalker's original last name was Starkiller.
Okay.
So that's
great.
And if you play...
Anyhow, so they're out in the cold. Chewie goes, can you do the Chewie?
No.
Okay, whatever. And Han says, oh, really? You're cold? That was my favorite line in the movie.
We'll use the Force. That's not how the Force works.
Oh, man.
Hey, big...
I also really like Han's humility and, like, right before he dies, where he's like, this is the plan, this is where we're going to put him. Chewie says, and he says something like, you're right, that's a better idea, let's do that. I really appreciated that, because Han's, that means that there's a lot of character growth in just that one line between when we last saw him and now.
Yeah.
Because when we last saw him, he thought he was God and he could do whatever he wanted, and he didn't really listen to anyone else. So that was really good. I'm not just this blind hater of this movie.
That makes me happy.
There's some good stuff. It's just a rehash, and there are a lot of logical flaws. I rest.
A nitpick I have, because it's not important, I wish Chewie had some, like, gray on his face or something. Because even in Solo...
How long do they live?
I don't know, but in Solo, he's like 90 years old. Because there's a line that goes, you're 90 years old? Oh, nothing. You look great for your age. And now it's like, I don't know, 50 years after that. I love how, like, Han in this movie compared to the first one, because it's like there's no true religion but a blaster by your side. Like, but here he's like, it's true, the Force, Jedi, all of it.
I thought that was cheesy, but
he's like,
that's okay.
he's a believer now,
right?
Like,
the rest of it is yours.
Okay.
I've delivered my.
Here's another
diatribe.
fun fact for you: Lin-Manuel Miranda, who wrote Hamilton. And Hamilton also came out in 2015. It was the biggest thing since sliced bread. You know, it'll be successful forever.
I've heard of it, yeah.
Lin-Manuel Miranda, this is so random and small. He wrote the song you hear in the cantina. It's him singing it.
Oh. Okay.
And back in the day, man, 2015 was such a different time. And I was in college and stuff. They used to do this thing after like Hamilton shows where some of the cast would come out and sing songs and stuff. You can watch J.J. Abrams and Lin-Manuel Miranda on the outside of the building where they did Hamilton singing that song.
Oh, cool.
That dum-dee-dee, whatever it is. It's so cool seeing the X-Wings on the water. Like, that's something we've never seen before. We've only seen X-Wings in space. And here they are just on top of this lake. That's such a cool shot. That you're right. It's all fan service.
Yeah.
But it looks cool though.
Sure.
And
visually it's gorgeous.
You see Poe proving that he's an ace pilot. He flies in one cool shot where the camera's like seeing him and Finn's in the foreground and stuff, and he just like blows up like 5 ships in a row. Mm-hmm. And Finn's like, that's a... You know, I love that.
Yeah. I feel like Finn is the weakest character.
Yeah.
I didn't ever really
I think
connect with him at all.
He's trying to get over trauma. Rey's trying to get over trauma. They're kind of good foils that way.
Right.
Like, trauma of losing parents, trauma of like being abducted as a baby.
Yeah.
Like, that's them getting over it. Oh, man.
But like his whole, when he's leaving or in the cantina, that was...
He's just trying to get away. He didn't want to get wrangled up in an extra fight.
Her.
Yeah, that's the thing. He turns from he's not there at the base, the Starkiller Base, to blow it up.
I cannot believe that's the name of it.
He's there to save Rey. It's his first friend, and he's her first friend.
Right. So that's why I'm packing up. Bye. That makes no sense. And like his motivation throughout the whole movie doesn't make any sense.
I guess you could argue people are gonna find us. They know the BB droid. Like, we're gonna get flagged. Okay. Like, I need to get away from this.
Right, but
come with me. He wanted Rey to come with her.
If his motivation is her, he would never leave.
Well, I think it turns into her after like that moment.
Does it? I don't know. I was not that interested in Finn at all.
Yeah. That's fair.
Although he does have a really good moment when Mini-Darth takes her and onto his ship. Like that, when he's screaming her name, and that was great. Like that was really well acted. I felt it. I believed it. So, yeah. It could have been great.
Yeah,
it was not great. It was... My initial reaction... Mm-hmm. was like that this is the worst movie that you've made me watch.
You said that.
That was my initial reaction.
We watched like Incredible Hulk. We watched Iron Man 2.
It's, and I still stand by this, even though you explained or defended it or whatever.
Yeah.
Like this is very lazy. It's very lazy.
I have one final argument. I
understand that you don't agree, and we don't have to agree. But for me. This could have, because it's, how long is this after Return of the Jedi?
It's however old the characters are in real life, like how much they've aged.
40 years, something like that?
I think it's about 30.
Okay, so we leave Return of the Jedi with the Empire is now crumbling because all of the main bad guys are dead.
Yeah.
And then, so it was perfectly set up for the rise of the Resistance, the government of the Resistance, the rebirth of the Force, with all of that. Like that's what I was expecting coming into this. But we get none of that, and instead we get basically a retelling with different characters. I was
That's fair.
I
Actually,
was completely disappointed
you had
by this
such
movie.
a great pitch, by the way.
What?
Your pitch, you don't remember this, but I listened to our own episode when I said, what do you think happens next? And you're like, the light side rises so much that the light side becomes the issue. And I was like, oh, that would have been cool.
Right, but it doesn't do anything
I know.
of that. Nothing.
And here's
cool
the hardest
or new.
pill to swallow, especially for sequel haters. This is the Star Wars we got. You know?
Yeah.
You can ignore it as much as you want,
I
basically.
will.
But this is the Star Wars that we have. Oops.
Yeah, that's true. Anyhow,
I was trying to find...
it could have been amazing. It was not amazing. Although it does have a lot of amazing elements in it. Amazing scenes, amazing acting in moments, and visually very, very impressive. So
Okay.
that's my last.
Here's my last argument.
Okay.
And I am copying something I saw on a YouTube video. I'm going to cite my sources. Movies by Mikey. This is it. It's cheesy. And it's not going to convince you. But I like it still.
Okay.
As ridiculous as it sounds, the world needs Star Wars. Like, literal, we need Star Wars. Or the people who have grown up in my childhood, your childhood, Star Wars has impacted you. Maybe you don't care about Star Wars, that's fine. Whatever. People hate Star Wars, that's fine. It's the most popular thing ever. It's gonna not be liked, you know? But for people who like it, it's important. Like, and that's not a real argument, but it's real for them. And for me, like, I love Star Wars. Growing up playing Star Wars on the playground in my backyard, all these memories, like watching the movies or playing the video games even. It's just been there for me. Not just something we see, it's a part of you.
Yeah, we
and
talked
for
about
a lot
that.
of and so that's why Star Wars isn't what it once was. And the whole prequel thing I said earlier is what that argument was. But this movie is reaching out, or it's attempting to reach out. Like the prequels, the Jedi aren't allowed to love. What are you talking about? The original trilogy is all about these people loving each other. Like, literally, like Han and Leia falling in love, or whatever. Like Luke doing this for love and everything. And now the prequels, not purposefully, I don't think, kind of set this like weird idea of like, oh, where is the love? That's why no one's in love in this movie. Like, Han and Leia aren't together. Like, everyone is by themselves essentially, but they come together. Similar to it's A New Hope.
Yes,
you aren't wrong.
Yes, it is.
This movie is A New Hope in a big degree.
True.
Like, this is the one that says, hey, everyone that's been with us this whole time, we're still here, basically. This is Star Wars, and you don't like it, I love it, but at its core, and why I think it was successful, largely successful, is because people felt that. Like, oh, this does feel like Star Wars that I remember. This feels like playing it on the playground. This feels like when I was a kid. This looks and feels like how I have always loved it.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that.
And I think that's why there's a love for it, at least for me. And there's other sequel lovers out there.
Yeah. But what you just said is my exact argument against it.
I know. I know.
Like, for me, advancing, you know, you said the most popular, whatever you said, of all time, requires you to advance it.
Yeah. And
this did not advance it in any way that I can tell. So, I'm hoping...
Like, it's just that double side sword of like...
So, yeah. So,
that's
exactly what you love about it. This is familiar. This is comfort food. This is...
You're right. Remember those member berries we talked about?
Yeah. That's this movie.
Yeah.
Start to finish.
I think the nostalgia isn't as weaponized as some people think it is. There's plenty of nostalgia bait in there. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Like the entire plot. So I'm hoping But based on your body language and the hints you've dropped, I'm hoping that the next two movies move it forward. But apparently, the next two movies basically rip it up and throw it in the toilet.
The last thing I want you to do is to know anything about the next movie.
Yeah, I don't want.
The one and only thing I will say is, it destroyed it.
Well, that tells me a lot.
Well,
so that probably means I'm gonna love them.
I don't know. Okay, there's two. There's two movies, and I have strong opinions about both. That's very different from each other.
Okay,
but
So one's a winner for you, and one's a loser.
Yeah, and a lot of fans have a lot to say about the next one.
Okay. I'm sure I will too.
And I could have predicted you'd hate this. If I would have predicted anything, it'd be like
I begged you to put it in a sealed envelope so you could pull it out.
I wanted to make a bingo.
You didn't. That's okay.
Let's just say, okay. Here's the final thing for real life.
Okay.
J.J. Abrams, you watched Lost.
Yes.
J.J. Abrams started Lost. He didn't really have a lot to do afterwards. But what he's very good at, and he has a TED Talk about this, is something called the mystery box. Mm-hmm. So what J.J. does, admittedly pretty well, is setting up the mystery box. When he was young, he went to this magic store and they sold these boxes. You didn't know what was going to be in there. You just paid how much, boom. He bought a box, never opened it because it fuels his writing. It's like,
oh, cool.
This could be anything.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome. And I think this is really cool. What JJ might not do as well is the answer to those mysteries.
I thought you were going to say his write scripts. He just like recycles.
I like JJ. He needs to. He hasn't made any.
I'm just kidding.
Just so you know, as a different person who does the next movie.
Oh.
And then JJ comes back for the third one.
Okay, so I'm betting the third one's the one that you like. So, we'll see.
Man, I'm just annoyed at what our fans / my family is thinking about this, especially my brother-in-law. Because my brother... We'll get into it the next movie, but I'm like, I wish I could just tell you what I think right now, but I'm not going to.
We can't do that.
Because it's not... This is not even a hyperbole. The next movie changed Hollywood. Like...
Okay.
It literally shook things up.
Okay.
Anyway, we'll get into that. We'll unpack that in 2 weeks probably because spring break for us next week.
Oh, that's right.
I'm out of town. So the mystery box. I think all these mysteries are cool. Who's Snoke? What's Luke?
I don't even have a clue. Who is Snoke?
I mean, Supreme Leader Snoke.
Oh,
that's all we know.
Leader.
Oh,
okay.
You're not joking. Okay.
No,
He was the big hologram
guy.
guy.
Saying Snoke, and I don't know.
It's
who that
Andy
is.
Serkis, by the way.
I don't know who that is either.
He played Gollum. He played Caesar. In the Apes movies. He's a cool guy. So all these.
Did he win any awards for playing Gollum? By the way.
No, but he should.
Oh, he should have.
And he's doing a new.
That's the one part I remember really liking about those.
We'll do Lord of the Rings after Star Wars.
No,
but
we're not.
This is so like things fans were talking about for 2 years because The Last Jedi didn't come out until 2 years after because Rogue One came out in between. Is that the next one? Yeah. So it's like, oh, where's Luke? Why has Luke been gone? Who's Snoke? Who are Rey's parents? These are all questions fans talked about consistently for 2 whole years.
Cool.
You can go back and read insane fan theories. Anyway, there is a lot to talk about. And like I said at the top of the episode, this trilogy is not perfect. It's painfully not perfect.
Okay.
This one makes me happy, though.
Good.
I do like this.
Well, I mean, that's what it was supposed to do.
You're right.
It's the bowl of chicken soup that you're familiar with from your childhood.
I am giddy with anticipation on... Even if you hate it. I mean, you have no idea. Which is so funny that you have no idea. I can't wait.
Okay, well, you're going to have to because we got spring break.
Yeah, we got spring break next.
So...
Do you want to make any predictions, by the way?
About where they're going to go?
Yeah.
So Luke trains female Luke, and they, go out searching for other Force people. They make an army of Jedi. But it's called The Last Jedi, so that can't be.
Oh man, we have so much to talk about next week.
Anyhow, I guess not, because the title's The Last Jedi.
I don't know.
So they must not.
Maybe
go out
that's
and
all
find a
that
bunch of people.
happens.
Anyhow, thank you for listening to this second part of our 2-part episode on
The
Force Awakens.
It's been an awakening. Have you felt it?
No, I didn't feel it at all. But anyhow, thank you for listening. We again just genuinely appreciate you being out there for us to talk at. We appreciate fan emails. Like, that's always great to get some fan feedback. We read.
Thanks so much. We love you.
We do.
Think critically. Bye.